Welcome to the content journey map by pirateskills. This is the place where you will learn how to really define your story in a resonating way, pick the themes and topic that you want to talk to your customers about, to stand as a thought leader, how to put those topics and themes into formats that are engaging on the right platform in a manageable content calendar format. Yeah, this is a template that we produced for you and it looks like this. This is actually a Miro board, and if you go to pirateskills.com/map, you can get a copy of this Miro board and just duplicate it in your own account. Try to use Chrome if you have a problem with the duplication process. So this is completely free, no strings attached. And I would like to show you around, a short round, and then dig into it a bit deeper. I hope you like this. So the first thing you see is that you have 5 pieces here to the content map, and they are exactly the pieces we just talked about. Your story, your formats, your topics, your platforms, and your calendar. And you can zoom in now. Let's zoom into the story part. Why is this so important? We need to find a way to express the story, the value that you provide to the customer that really resonates with people. If we later do advertising, email marketing, all that kind of stuff, if we don't have a good story, it's empty. It's like a big amplifier, but a really bad song is playing over it. It's not a good solution. So the first thing that we want to define is your story. We will dig into the details in a bit. After that, what we need to do is to define the major themes that you want to teach or talk to your customers about. What problem are you solving? And therefore, which topics does your customer need to learn more about in order to perceive you as an expert in this industry? It could be something fun, it could be something educational, or even better, a mix of both. You can set your topics, you can choose any number of topics. We just suggest a maximum of 6, but do it your way. This is your playground. It's not like locked in. You can unlock everything and make it your own. Then once you know the key topics that you want to talk about, you want to find engaging formats. Let's say that you want to post a regular 60-second post on your LinkedIn profile, where you give a really short insight, a snackable piece of content. That would be a format. It's you pick one of your topics, yeah, and put it on a format and then on a platform. So the topics are what gives your topic. The formats are what gives your themes a shape, and which makes you able to put it onto a platform. We got a lot of platforms these days. We got social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Clubhouse. And you got your own platforms like your own website. Maybe you have an LMS like a learn management system like I do. Maybe you have a newsletter. Hopefully you do. It's very worthwhile having. And other people in your partnership network also have their own platforms. And you have to decide what do you really want to focus on and where do you do more like a copy-paste kind of content marketing approach. And then the last piece of the puzzle is putting all of that together into a very clear monthly content calendar. You can structure it the way you do. What we suggest is planning up to 4 weeks ahead and just planning the formats and then picking a main theme of the month or of the week, and then focusing all of your content that you're promoting in interesting formats through that theme. I'm going to show you how this works. And that is the content journey map. And I really hope you like it. And let's see it in action. In order to share it with you, we also put an example of our own pirateskills content journey map into the Miro board. Let's just open up the board and see how it looks like. Here we have all of the board right at our fingertips. We can zoom out, and as you can see here, we got the start here section. This is where you can go in and start messing with the board. When you go to this page, yeah, it is on our website, linked nicely. You can't miss it. you will see like a call to action button that you want to duplicate it. Yeah, and if you're not registered in Miro, you can set up a free account and then duplicate it. If you're already registered, you don't need to pay anything for this. It is one of the 3 boards that you have available and accessible for free. So, and below that is our own content journey map. Yeah, and this is where we will go a bit more deeper into during this talk. So let's zoom in. So this is what I told you. Yeah, you can define your story, your themes, formats, and then your platforms. You can move any of those sheets around. You can just tap on them and rename them to TikTok, whatever you like. It's your thing. And then you can enter all of your ideas into a more structured format into a calendar. And you just work in this upper section. I think it's just more interesting if you actually see this in action. And this is why we shared our Pirate Skills content journey map. Be free to be inspired by our own content on our structure, but still like an artist. Yeah, that is taking the idea and making it very much your own. So the first part, as I said, is the story. Let's dig into that. Always write a question above to guide you a little bit. If you are more advanced already in storytelling, feel free to put your own framework up here. For example, I'm a fan of Donald Miller's story branding framework. If you have already used that kind of stuff, put it here. I think this is a very nice and simple solution, yeah, to get into storytelling, but feel free to make it as fancy as you love. What I think is the essence is to find a resonating story or value proposition for your audience. That means that you have your audience defined and you understand their problems, you know how to position yourself, and what kind of solution you have and the bigger impact that you want to bring into the world. How's that for Pirate Skills? Our main audience are founders and marketers, people like you and me. We are having a product or marketing a product that we believe in, that we want to grow. But life is not easy. Marketing is not at scale yet. If you were already making millions and millions, you would be probably not sitting here. Maybe you are. We actually saw somebody who signed up for this live stream who's from a really big company, a startup that got a huge amount of funding, and maybe you are at scale and you're learning your way into growth marketing and you want to optimize your skills in content marketing. This is also a very good place to be in. So marketing is not at scale yet. That is their problem, and I want to help them scale. How do I want this? I perceive myself very much as a catalyst. I'm a very natural developer of potential. It has always been that way. Was the reason why I studied psychology, but I just love the business part much more and the action of the startup world. So I see myself as a marketing coach and a student first, and I teach everything I know into educational content that helps this audience to get their marketing to scale. And the bigger impact I want to have is that I think entrepreneurs are the solution for the world's biggest problems. If you see what Elon Musk is solving, what no government has been able to solve so far in history, you understand that entrepreneurs are needed, but it's not enough to just have a good product. You need to be able to shout it out in the world, to find the people who's gonna love it. And I think I can contribute with Pirate Skills in a part of their journey and accompany those people. Another big motive for us is being in the black to make it profitable. This is not we already got billions and we don't know what to do with our money. We have scarce resources and we need to make the best of it. We need to make it sustainable and profitable. This is what I mean by in the black. Now with this story, I believe a lot of people resonate. Most people who have already made it so far to watch this resonate with this story, but it might change. I might get a deeper understanding and more meaningful words that I find to express my stories, and I can Do this again and again on this content journey map. This is not a one-time thing. This is something that I hope lives and breathes and is optimized over time. Now we take this mindset of the story that we take and the impact that we want to make and the people we want to serve, and take it further to the next part, to the themes, the major topic areas that you think that your audience wants and needs to learn about to solve their problem. Every story is about people being where they are, not satisfied and wanting to reach a certain goal, and we are the helping force that gets them there. They are walking, yeah, but we are showing them the way or options that they maybe have not perceived before. And when I talk about themes at Pirate Skills, we have defined 6 topics that I believe every growth marketer should master. Growth roadmap, that is the way to think in marketing experiments, to think in sprints, to have a very clear North Star metric that you follow, and then drive experiments every week against that hypothesis. The next part is, which we are in right now, content marketing and storytelling. It's the song, it's the guitar that we want to build. We want to be sure that we are serving a worthy cause and that we have something worthwhile telling. And we want to do it organically, because you can do everything through paid advertising. But if you see that it's working organically, then you know that you really have something. And everything else is just an amplifier on top of this beautiful core in the center. The third area for us is funnel building. That is building landing pages, email capturing, email sequences, push notifications, app installs, messenger bots, all the jazz that is in this area of funnel building. And we teach you how to build landing pages, pick the right email marketing tools, how to set up your CRM to do lead scoring. Yeah, this is where this is in, and I think everybody needs to learn that. Then my favorite topic, data analytics. You want to know which of your content pieces work, and especially which of your ads are working and which are not working. Where do you spend money and losing it, and where are you already being profitable but not scaling it to the max? So this is what data analytics is about. It is our guiding star. Yeah, it just tells us our experiments are successful or failing. Both is fine, but we need to know, and we need to know it in pretty hard facts. Then the traffic generation part. At some point in growth marketing, we really want to go and scale this stuff. And this is why we talk about advertising in this area the most. But we are actually open to any kind of traffic generating topics here, from SEO to messaging people on LinkedIn, but mostly it's about social and search advertising in our case, because I believe there is the biggest lever for people to get their content to millions of people. And then the last part is conversion optimization, which is optimizing your given funnel. You already have content that you need to optimize. You have landing pages you want to optimize with A/B tests. You got email sequences, you got ads. Everything can be set with an A/B testing mind frame on a course to be better and better every day. And this is the last piece. So you see, I've considered what are the topics that actually help my audience, the founders and marketers that want to have a bigger impact with their products. And those are the ones. Go and search. And I actually wish I just had one subject. Yeah, but I love talking on a broader subject. This is why I used 6. If you need 12, be warned that there's a lot of work involved, but do it. It's yours. If you have just one topic, congratulations, you're really lucky. Then let's switch over to the formats. Now, what are we going to post? What are we going to write on our blog? What are we going to publish on our YouTube channel? This is actually what the formats are. The topics, they're the themes, they are the content. Now, you see that we divide this section into tofu, mofu, and bofu. It stands for top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. You can't forget about it. Top of the funnel. These are the people we are targeting who are not yet fully aware of the problem that they are having, that they hopefully want to solve. We're sensitizing people with that. We need lighter content, more engaging content for that. It is not salesy content. In this area, I have my very short 60-second growth insights videos. I have zeitgeist videos where we maybe take up trendy topics and talk about them. We have our event listings and teaser, the invitation to meetups like these really work well here. Then lead magnets that we have built in the past. Let's say the Growth Marketing Index is an assessment tool for your strengths and weaknesses in growth marketing. We can regularly publish that and use it for other content pieces. Then we can use giveaways. We're actually going to announce a giveaway winner later for one of our workshops. Then we have the team and office format. We have great success with actually sharing real people here in our office doing real stuff. People seem to really like that, to see the faces behind a business. Then we do book recommendations, private stuff, and quotes. And you can also see that you have a lot of other ideas for content formats down here. These are just the ones that are most important for me in the different stages. Now, I think I can sensitize the people, increase the awareness of certain problems and challenges in their life, in their urge to really scale their marketing to the max to increase the product impact. And these are the formats I chose for that. Now, let's say people are interested and they are telling you, okay, Ben, tell me more. Then I need to provide more detailed, in-depth content. This is now the MOFO stage, where people at least raise their hand and says, yes, now I am engaged with you. I'm interested. It's like a filter mechanism. Now we have the Core Explainer event. You're right in it. This is a live stream where we go very detailed into a subject, where I take a long time to build tools like this and to share this with you. We put these contents into a free course, so it's not just a throwaway one-time thing, but a library of growth marketing knowledge. And you can do this for yourself. We have our newsletter to stay in touch with the people. I think this is one of the most important conversion tools that we have. I would say probably the most important one long term. Then we have articles, we have our slide decks for the MOFO content. But now people say, dang, Ben, I'm engaged. Tell me more. How can I spend some time with you, maybe even get paid? Now, this is where we have, for example, our product landing pages, our straight product pitches on social media, and the offer to schedule a call. These are our content formats, maybe for the bottom of the funnel, for people who are just ready to buy, who just want to ask the last questions, for example, about pricing and their specific situation. And this is the content that serves that. Now imagine I would have shoved the product pitch down the throat to a person that wasn't even aware of the problem. That would have been totally inappropriate. Here, pay $750 for a workshop that you don't even know you had a problem about. This is why I like to segment those formats into the tofu, mofu, bofu model. That being said, each and every one of those formats can easily be in either of those three areas. You can write an article that is very interesting and teasing and a bit audacious, maybe in their title, and clickbaity, that would be more appropriate for tofu. You can write one for MOFO, as I suggested, more in-depth, get engaged, sign up for something, and you can write an article that is a detailed, let's say, price and competitive comparison. That would be BOFO. So do not feel like confined by what I have chosen, as the primary format for that customer stage. Do your own. There are a lot of ideas here that hopefully will inspire you. And I definitely am looking forward to all of the suggestions for content formats that I can add to this template, which will enrich our community. So if you have ideas or lists, just send me a mail or hit me up on Discord, and I will add the ideas that are appropriate for this community to this template as well. So we are going to evolve this thing until it's the best thing for us, growth marketers. So what are some other fun formats that I really like in content marketing? For example, the poll, asking people their opinion I see extremely high engagement on YouTube polls at the moment. It's crazy, or on LinkedIn. Then you might want to have partner content from people that you collaborate with. Because if you post their content, it's very likely that they post your content as well, which gives you access to their audience, and both people win. Then we have seasonal posts like, hey, this is Valentine's Day, this is Black Friday, and you want to always create something around those seasonal things. Then trends, news, or very interesting, fuck ups. People love the honesty and the vulnerability of you sharing also what's not working. I can tell you that I am super satisfied if 2 to 3 experiments, maybe from 10, are really a strong success. The other ones might not fail or are just not completely valid in their experiment results. And I'm totally fine with that. And sharing what's not working in a certain business case is very valuable for people because they don't have to repeat that mistake. They might still want to just to check, but they don't have to. Then stats and facts are very much liked. Yeah, for example, on LinkedIn, if you have a specific area of expertise and you share facts that you have either researched or established yourself, it's very high engaging. You can interview people, you can create graphics, case studies, you can build templates like this Miro board or a Trello board or just a checklist that people can print out. Very easily done, and it has a very high perceived value. Resource lists, I also really much like. What are the best books you know on the subject? The best podcasts, the best YouTube channels. Create resources list for your audiences. Very easily created, perceived, again, it's pretty high value, and it's worth giving your email address for that. Then webinars and live streams like this here are, especially in this pandemic time, like one of the major way to get in touch with people, to provide value, and to have a point in time where they reserve time in their schedule. You made the time, and I'm very thankful for this, and I'm providing as much value as I can to as many people who are watching this. And it's all based on this format webinar. I just called it the Core Explainer event. Again, I took it and I made it my own. Please do the same. Then white papers and ebooks for more in-depth details, tools you can build, reports, quizzes, checklists, you in front of the whiteboard drawing something cool and explaining a concept, either as a picture or as a video. Then the best of the past, also a very good format. You have already created great content and you know which pictures are really resonating with your audience. Post them again once in a while and see them rising up again. Then challenges to involve your audience and setting an agenda and surveys to get more input for them. This is by far not the end of this list, but I really hope that this is a starting point for you to get inspired and to learn this stuff and apply it to your case. Now, once we got our platforms, we are ready to talk about where to actually publish content. For Pirate Skills, our focus platforms that are not our own are LinkedIn and YouTube. I believe YouTube is extremely underrated. Either you understand how powerful it is, or you're probably just not using YouTube. The build-up is very slow compared to LinkedIn, for example, but once you have built up, it's unstoppable in my opinion. It's very similar to SEO. Yeah, it's here Google search. It takes a long while to get there, but once you're there, it's one of the most thankful platforms you can wish you have built up in your career. LinkedIn, of course, I'm in B2B, is the most important social platform here. It has completely developed into a content marketing thing compared to our German Xing, which is more like a network and not just a content platform. And LinkedIn is both now. And growing on LinkedIn is pretty easy, especially in this time and day. Like if you watch this in 2 years, maybe LinkedIn has become old school and really hard to grow. Who knows? Then of my own platforms that I own, I value the most my newsletter and my learn management system. My learn management system is hosted on WordPress with a plugin called LearnDash. And this is where I upload all of the videos and slides for this audience to get for free. Yeah, all I want for them is to register, and all of the videos, they are just free on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook anyways. So, but people want to go, they get a more structured environment. And it's building up month over month. The more content we produce, the bigger this library becomes. Then in the important but not focused section is Facebook and Instagram, Google search, and event platforms. We are doing mostly event for lead generation, so event platforms like Eventbrite have become a discovery platform for us. And then there are some nice to have platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest. And yes, we got also oddities here like Clubhouse, and I'm making experiments with that, but it's not important yet. So I wanted to keep that off my list. There are already too many platforms to work on. It's so much work to do it. I'm so grateful to have Christina here, my team, who manage all of the content distribution. I just have to sit here, Ali's editing it, and Christina is publishing it. Don't underestimate the necessity to have a focused platform and then to redistribute that content to other platforms with less focus and less work. Totally viable. And most of us don't have a team of like 20 people to do this. Here you got inspiration for other platforms, social platforms like Sing, Clubhouse, or even messenger platforms like Telegram, like Signal, like WhatsApp. Then there are much more owned platforms that you might have, like your own blog. Maybe you have a magazine, maybe you have something offline. Maybe you have a partner network of salespeople all around the world. Who knows? And then do not underestimate the value of other people's platforms, like other people's newsletter. There is no faster way to grow than getting on another person's newsletter. Then other people's magazines. They are looking for content all the time. You want the exposure, they want the content. Match made in heaven. Then influencers. Podcast platforms, where podcast, Medium as a blogging platform with built-in discovery, and then fun platforms like Reddit and Quora. Reddit single-handedly turned around the GameStop stock. That is the power of these kinds of platforms. Check them out. Fill them out with your niche-specific platforms. I'm sure I by far have not covered all, especially if you are working internationally. Use these cards as inspiration and then make this your own baby. Yeah, let's zoom out. Now, what do we have? We have our story, our themes, our formats, our platforms. Now we are ready to put this into action in our content calendar. Let's just give you the broad overview. Every column represents an important platform. This is LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and email. I specifically have a column for YouTube and email because the publishing cycle is very different, while all of the other platforms pretty much are in the same publishing cycle. So let's just look into the LinkedIn part. On the vertical end, we have week 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to plan differently, just 2 weeks or 8 weeks ahead, just expand the canvas. Miro is unlimited. Yeah, you can already see that the size of my content template calendar is bigger than the original one. I made it my own and adjusted the size of the board. Even if sometimes a board is locked, you can just unlock it, yeah, yourself. There's no restriction on that. I want you to make it your own. So let's see through a typical month of content on LinkedIn, and then on the right-hand side on YouTube and our email channels. I think this is a pretty good schedule with meaty pieces of content and a 5-day-a-week schedule. Feel free to make it less, but I probably wouldn't go below 3 posts per week. Or you can go for even more if you have a big, large team and you're in B2C and you have a very high engaging topic, then you can go for 12 or whatever you need. Consider this to be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I just didn't want to write it into every card. On Monday, we publish our short video. On Tuesday, the event reminder, because every first Wednesday of the month, we have our live stream. And this is why the event reminder is important. So lots of people show up here. Then we do a product pitch on the day after. I want to do a very straightforward product pitch on once a month on social media. And it just fit right in here. I don't think content marketing should only be about just give. You sometimes have to ask, yeah, but be on the side of giving first, yeah, give, and then ask. Then we have our giveaway on a Friday, and then the next week starts. We do not post on Saturday and Sunday in this case, except for some private stuff on my end. Then every Monday we have a Growth Insights video, after that Team and Office Zeitgeist video, which is more of a light version of the core explainer, more trendy, more I don't want to say clickbaity, but more interest grabbing title. Then we have a lead magnet from the past, then a question or a poll, then our Growth Insights video again, a book recommendation, a zeitgeist, a slide deck that I built for any of those videos. Like this one here, you can download the slide deck at pirateskills.com/map as well that accompanies this topic. And then we have the stream teaser video, which announces the next event 2 weeks forth, because we need to promote that as well. So many people show up. Then we got another, oh yeah, here we see a little mistake. This is a Growth Insights video. Then we have a growth quote, another Zeitgeist video, an article, and a free course pitch. Let's zoom out again. This is our posting schedule for any given month. Now, what do we do to fill this with meat? We pick up one of our topics. Let's say at the moment, the core topic is content marketing and storytelling. And next month, it's going to be funnel building. So all of those formats that are aligned here are gonna be about funnel building in the next month. In this month, they're all about content marketing and storytelling. This has the big advantage that you can really focus on producing deep content and pieces that align with that. If you feel like you need to mix up your topics, do this. This saves my sanity to work like that. And I hope that it does for you too. Now on the right hand side, let's take a look at what's happening on YouTube week over week. Here we have a pretty simple model. Every week we publish one of the Growth Insights. Yeah, you see this on every week. And then we have on the first week, we have the core explainer. Then we have 3 Zeitgeist videos. And that's it. That is our YouTube schedule. Those are 2 per week. I think this is pretty decent. Now on the newsletter end, our major tool is ActiveCampaign. This is where we send our newsletters. We send our newsletters twice a month, in the first week and in the third week. In the other emails, here for example, is the stream reminder that we send through Eventbrite. Eventbrite is doing that automatically. You probably, if you registered, got 2 hours before the event, you got a reminder, hey, this event, this live stream is coming up, and only the people who registered get those. And we also press in this week the announce button on meetup.com, which also sends out the promotion for the upcoming meetup. Then this is an interesting one, funnel in ActiveCampaign. So every first and third week, you might get a newsletter from pirateskills, but every second and fourth week, you get an email that completely depends on your stage in the pirateskills funnel. Are you the lead that has registered for one of the events and also wanted to get further emails? If you consented to that, you see that you are being onboarded into the pirateskills experience. But if you are a customer already, you should be seeing different content in these emails. In the second week, we also have a stream invitation email through our major ticket platform, Eventbrite. And we have a stream invitation email on meetup.com in the last week. That is it. Those are the emails we are sending out. And I think this structure, this content calendar is really the result of all of the above. The story makes sure that what we publish resonates with people. The themes make sure that what we are talking about, really like from the core content of it, is something that helps people solve their problems. The formats make sure that it's engaging and appropriate for the customer stage. And the platforms give us the reach that we need to impact the people that we want. And all of that comes together beautifully in this content calendar. Feel free again to just grab this, make it your own. I would recommend use the one above. Yeah, it is still clean, and just keep this as an example. And if you don't need it anymore, you can just kick it out. Yeah, you can completely rebrand it to your style, but you're welcome to leave it here in Pirate Skills. You will also see that we already have been working on this template probably by the time you're using this the next time. So keep an eye out. We are constantly updating this. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let's go back to the slides. All right, this was our content map. And I hope you found some interesting ideas and can apply this to your business. This is in the context of what we do at Pirate Skills. Here you can see even the color wheel of the themes, of the 6 themes that we focus on and that we just talked about. This very important content marketing piece. Yeah. And it is the foundation of everything we build afterwards. What are we going to write on our landing pages? What is going to be written in our emails? It's all informed by this content journey map. And again, here on the traffic side, which are the audience we are targeting? What are the people, the pieces of content that we are using for advertising? Very much informed by this here. All right. That's it for the main part that I wanted to talk about in the content journey map. Just head over to pirateskills.com/map and try it for yourself.